You are listening to the Park Flyer Podcast, where we discuss our RC adventures.
Welcome to the Park Flyer Podcast, where we discuss the ups and downs of the new RC Flyer. Join your hosts, Michael and Jay, as they take flight at the park. Now on with the show.
Hey, everybody. Welcome to the Park Flyer Podcast. I'm Michael from Arizona, and with me always are my good friends.
Jay from South Carolina, from the secret location.
Shannon G and good old Mesa AZ.
And welcome to our podcast. We appreciate your patronage. If you haven't already, like, subscribe, hit that thumbs up button. It helps our channel grow. We do appreciate it. If you haven't checked out our YouTube channel, go over there and check it out too. And join our Facebook listeners group. It's constantly growing. Every day we get more listeners, so we appreciate you. This is another exciting time. We sent we sent Shannon out to Jay's in his we sent Shannon out to the Orange County Modelers Association Warbirds and Classics out in California, and Matt Webb and Shannon jumped in the Tesla and went out. So you had like a total electric weekend, which last time we did this was the Big Jolt. So it was all electric, but this wasn't really all electric event, was it?
No, Warbirds and Classics, very similar to the ones we have with the Brian O'Meara puts on, the Winter Warbirds that Tony puts on out here. Very similar. I think the name's kind of bouncing around the country. I think there's a dozen Warbirds and Classics, but it's a good title. It's no one's copyrighted it yet that I'm aware of. So maybe we should copyright it, and then everybody can pay us to use it. That's what I'm thinking.
Do the Park Flyer Podcast, Warbirds and Classic, and everybody.
Exactly. There we go.
That's funny.
We got to cash in somehow, guys.
Yeah, no doubt. You jumped in the car and you went over to California, and you were able to actually record while you were there.
Yeah, so with this modern technology that we're so graced with having, I sat down, got everything set up, sat down with Matt, and you'll see we had a pretty good backdrop for the event, and some good witty discussion and banter, and we'll come back and fill in the gaps and what happened, the rest of the story.
For the rest of the story. So with that, we'll jump out to the field with Matt and Shannon, and we will be right back.
Hey, it's Shannon G and Mesa AZ, and with my good friend today, this is Matt with the Hey, Park Flyer Podcast is out here at the Orange County Modelers Association, or OCMA Warbirds and Classics, and I believe it's the 19th Avenue. 19th Avenue. I drive on 19th Avenue. I stay away. Yeah, we try to. But yes, we're at the 19th annual Warbirds and Classics, and we've been here a couple times.
Yes, this will be my third time.
Okay.
With you. I think you've gone a couple times.
I've been once or twice before. Yeah. And Craig came too. So, but usually our good friend Craig Bollybrook comes out and joins us at this event. But he had a prior engagement, so we're just giving you a nice shout out. But we've come out here. We've made lots of friends. So between this and other events we've gone to, we went to Big Jolt a couple years ago. I think we actually did the show from Big Jolt last year.
Yeah, we did.
Yeah, and a lot of the same people we see there, we see here, which is really cool. So we pull up, we get our stuff all set up, start talking to guys, just kind of get back to the This year's just been really amazing. We packed all our stuff in Matt's Tesla.
Yep. Managed to get one good sized plane each in there with canopy and these really nice chairs and a table and pretty much everything we need. So
it's an all electric weekend for us. We've got electric airplanes, electric car, solar power. We got my solar power. Matt's box here, which is powering this podcast as we speak. So it seems we're on day 2. We came out here on Friday and got all set up. Got a few flights in. It's a little breezier yesterday. A little less cloud cover, but it was still. It was a beautiful day. Couldn't go wrong. But Saturday's the big day here, and this goes all the way through till tomorrow. I think we'll be out here.
Yeah, definitely. So it looks like the weather's going to be the same as it was yesterday and today. So it's just right down the runway just, it couldn't ask for a better.
Oh yeah, it's been absolutely perfect, and their airfield it's kind of interesting configuration. Of course, it's a regular runway, but there's a large mountain kind of over behind us, and when you come in, you either got to come over the mountain and scoot down through, or kind of do like a dog leg 45 angle to come in. And it takes a little getting used to, but once you do it once or twice, it's not.
But the carrier landing that they did with the Corsairs,
kind of roll it in there. Yeah, it's pretty darn cool. Some of the highlights, we'll kind of go through, both have some of our own highlights we want to go through. I think for me, it's just seeing, again, a lot of our friends that we like hang out with. Harry, he's been on the show before. Him and Mike used to be Big Mike that we have the Cessna from still. Harry still comes out. He's actually flying here. This happened.
Yeah, I didn't really see what happened, but he ended up belly up.
Yeah, belly up.
He may have tippy-toed a little bit.
Wings up. Yeah, belly up.
Belly up, wings up in the air. So yeah, belly up.
So bad for him that happened. But we guys, Maddie,
we got
Marty,
Mike and Marty.
Yeah.
Although I will say,
I was talking to Marty just now when we had our tacos. Like how tacos and other tacos.
they take so
They fed us yesterday for lunch, which I wasn't expecting. They fed us again for dinner.
Yep.
Wasn't expecting. Yeah, just tacos today. So guys out here just really doing a great job taking care of everyone.
And we're going to see those guys. Yeah, they got some cool airplanes.
Yeah, well, yeah, they got some. Well, that's one of the planes that I want to talk about.
Yeah.
So Marty brought up, or no, Mike actually. He has this old SIG Dreamer, the biplane. So I was talking about it. It's all about some guy built it, just never flew it. So he ended up with it. And he took it up, flew it, and it's great to see planes in that area, still out here, and still flying, and they just fly.
Purple.
It is
purple. Well, I think it was probably the plum crazy, the Monaco covering that. I guess that was the color they called it or something, or just plum. I think plum crazy was a Chrysler Dodge thing. No part, but it's just a cool looking plane. And it's funny, the classics term, you think, Cubs and Wright brothers and things like that. They've kind of accepted just classic RC airplanes. So a couple guys been flying the planes, not necessarily scale, but classic in the sense of a hobby.
It's one of the old, I think it's an old Hobbico trainer.
Yeah.
Got a gentleman out here yesterday and today and was flying it. And there's an Escapade.
Yep,
we just saw that fly a little while ago.
Most of the other planes pretty much are scale and very, very detailed. Guys right next to us. So there's a big group from Vegas. There's people from all over the Southwest and California and other states. But Vegas, there's a big group actually. T-shirts say Team Vegas, right?
Yep.
Yeah. He's got a beautiful Freewing F-14 that I've got one I'm putting together, as I think we've talked about in the past. But his is beautifully detailed, and he actually has little deck prefigures. And when we set up, we had a noontime show. We set up all our planes down the runway. You had the figures all set up around the plane, ready to take off the carrier deck, and there was a fuel line, and it's leaking. Well, it's just one, but he wanted to kind of they goofed up, but it's kind of funny where there's water kind of. He's got a helmet and everything, so we're really good. What a nice setup. So, and he's also had a Dauntless, SPD Dauntless World War II dive bomber that I have the same kit hanging on my wall trying to put together. And so I kind of got a little inspiration. Like, okay, well, this is flying. I might as well get mine. That was really nice. What are some of the other cool things?
Well, Brett are out here.
Brett and
Brentley. Yeah, excuse me. Are out here. So they bought. Yeah. So
right.
I love what he does. I follow him and doing these little nitro duck fans. A4 Skywing as the Blue Angels, and he did the Minuteman F-86. So it's really cool to come out here and actually see those planes actually fly instead of just watching them.
Yeah, because what he does is he takes the old, these are jet hanger hobby kits that were those of you in the jet hanger hobbies. Larry Wolf and his son Chris Wolf at one point big part of the jet world. They actually had their models used in the movie Iron Eagle, so that's kind of the tie-in with Hollywood and RC that we all know and love. But these are the old school kits that Brett rebuilt, and actually instead of running turbines, which we can't run a turbine at this airfield, or electric, which a lot of the EDFs are common. He's using the old school nitro powered ducted fans. It's they whine it sounds awesome.
Like I'm all electric, but at the same time I love just the sound of that. Was just amazing, actually.
And it was really funny. So when you start those, because the engine's so far back, you have to have what they call a starting wand. And back in the day, it was one of the things we bought it. Get that kit. Those are like unobtainium. So he custom made one where he's got like a bar with a brass tube over it, and then a spinner, like an aluminum spinner that he uses.
And he just put the
starter. And off it goes. So really cool to see those. They take a little more time to get up in the air, like the old school.
You got to get the momentum.
Yeah.
Going,
Even with the old original kind of EDFs that were brushed and things, it would take a while to get them off the ground. Even brushless would take a while to get off the ground. But we're kind of past that technology now. So seeing those jets from Brennan, and
then we got a pretty cool scratch build that I scratched my head coming in.
The B-57. So there's a B-57 bomber. The B-57 was originally called the Canberra, the British jet, twin engine. And when the Brits made it themselves, they had the pilot seat side by side. The Americans bought the design because it just kind of fit the bill for Vietnam and other things at the time. They changed the cockpit to be tandem, like a regular fighter jet. But so his is done up like that. Early model B-57. They were used in the late 50s, 60s, barely into the 70s. Probably they started getting retired. But NASA still actually has two. They have these fully elongated wings. They're called the WB-57s for high altitude atmospheric research. One just went in. Belly came in with wheels up a few months ago, and that was kind of sad to see. I don't know if they're going to be able to fix it, but there's still at least one flying. And I think it's actually, did that just, well, it's actually just getting ready to kick off. Oh, let's talk about the plane. So, or you have, so it might have been in here.
Yeah, so I've gotten a chance to
So you can see all the planes flying by. We love to do the sight where you can see the sight line, where you can see all the planes going into the flight line and people flying in the background. So I think it's cool things we get to do out here is just show off where all the people behind us are. They're doing all the work.
So just fun to be out there. So a lot of Broncos.
Yes. So the OV-10 Bronco twin engine, kind of the high boom plane, pretty popular. There's the Hangar 9 has a couple different sizes, and both are represented here.
Yep.
And then there's also the little Flightline one from Motion, which is it's not that little, but compared to the other two. So there's a couple of those out here, and what's really cool is they've got them set up as drop planes for the little Liptich jet, like flying wing, almost like the ME-263 Comet. It's like the kind of they could have been one or the other. The Germans used, they used the one, but Motion makes the little kit for it. So they have it where it's it's a twin engine plane, so it kind of gives enough power to pull it up, and then they drop it, and then it's got an EDF on it, and they fly it around. And I think earlier they dropped one, and it just either the radio
he had control, but he didn't have power.
Yeah, so
he ended up doing an emergency landing in
Paris. It came right back.
And so we're kind of like watching it. It was like, well, I'm glad it's small, but the guy did a great job getting it down without hitting anything. So
I've seen you've seen lots of little like planes slipping over a belly up in the runway. There's the A4.
What's that noise?
That's that noise. And we just did a roll right after takeoff, so that was really cool. It's pretty awesome to see those things.
Yeah.
When I was a kid, when you were a kid, we're not that far apart. Just seeing those things, that was like the dream,
And doing a paper route and trying to save up for something like that.
Yeah, seeing that in the magazine or back in the comic books. Oh, I got one of those. Yeah. So Brent's living the dream. We got to get out. So. He's coming right around.
Pretty high. So
you might see it.
So something fucking him a little bit. This morning after he filled up, because we heard it run up.
Yeah.
But he was saying that he just put a new engine in it. I guess they ran it a little too lean and kind of ended up turning it around.
Yeah, you got to be real careful with these engines because because they're enclosed in the duct, the ducted fan system, the fuselage. They can be run into lean. Everybody caught that one wrong. There's your money's worth right there. You can, so sending. Speaking of a Bronco, there's one right behind me. You can see it right there.
There's one.
That's the big one. That's the big hanging one. He's on that. In the cockpit, kind of like an old, big Mike's memory. He had a. That's but in this one, it's got the dummies.
How to fly for
dummies and 2 bottles of whiskey. So it's like, that's exactly what happens in the real world. I sure hope. But other things, right? That's our. He has a very large FAF Bearcat. It's a radio yeah, it just sounds flies that thing like it's Sun. It's got the Corsair with a 3-cylinder radial. Yeah, 3-cylinder. And he, Brantley's a lot younger, and he flies it. So it's better than that's yeah. That's what I love. There's a bunch of Wacos, biplanes. So for me, and the before it's flying.
Yeah.
You brought your P-47.
Yep.
And had some really good flights. I brought my Kano.
They flew it and landed, and I'm not flying anymore.
Yeah, I'm not sure I'm flying because I had this perfect landing where I literally just touched down and it didn't bounce. So, I'm here. I've arrived. Yeah, it was like, and everyone around me, and I hate to brag, I'm not talking about nights. They're like, wow. Yeah, great landing. I'll take that. Yeah, I'll put that in the bank.
So we've got some good flying so far, and
good food. Oh, really good. We're not sure if we're going to the banquet tonight, but I think we might. What else? What was that? Good food here, and then we got to talk about the breakfast. The Chick-fil-A monolith.
Oh.
So
yeah, we found the whole
yeah. So in Orange County, it's in the area. So it's called the marketplace. They have this Chick-fil-A giant. Look at it, you're like, it's like a monolith. In 2001, of all the worshipmen. It's a giant tall Chick-fil-A. That's the biggest Chick-fil-A in the world. This is the way they're building. It's kind of design, but it looks really good. So you call it Chick-fil-A models. Anyway,
we saw that last night.
Yeah,
and that thing's constantly. That's my thing for us to go back there.
Yeah, it's like the algorithm. So yes, we still got flying for sure, and then the baking for
Yeah. Holy cow! So you guys got to take notes of this.
We're trying. I think it's pretty good.
Yeah, no, you guys do.
So this raffle that the club put together, shout out to Mike Greenshield. Mike Greenshield is a student for this event, and he's done a great job. He's been running this event for years. Made sure we had a good spot. See if you're listening. Just done a great job with him. So hands up to him. But his raffle that he put together, one of the club members had basically a container full of kits, like plain food box. He's like, take them. And he took a bunch of them, put them in a raffle. And there's some beautiful airplanes, brand new in the box. Some of our classics. There's a Breedy, I think it's a Skype.
Yeah, that little kid, right?
Yeah, and it was like, Joe Breedy, one of the early, designers of modern RC aircraft, just a brand new kit in the box, box full of lumber.
Yep.
But old school plans and all the stuff in there. There's an old Wingsmaker 737, which I put with tickets in for that. That's before the motion one. This was one of the first 737s you could get that was pretty detailed and
fly over those planes.
yeah. So it was really nice. And a friend with Bear Jack still has one, but again, it's kind of
Getting a little
unobtainium as far as parts, but this one's brand new in the box, so we can maybe have a little fun with it. There's a P-38 flight line, brand new in the box. I mean, a lot of firsts.
We fight Spitfire and the Great Plains Cat.
C-Theory.
Well, yeah, the C-Theory.
Flight C-Theory, limited issue brand new. But, good box for ratings. Still goes on, but there's some great things. So all the money goes to the club. So we have lots of tickets, and we actually lots of tickets for our good buddy Craig's not here. He spent some money. He said, "Hey, we're going to be legit. Which tickets for his, which tickets are ours."
They did, you mentioned it earlier. They did something I thought was kind of neat.
They put them in little bags, just tape them to the items. And we did some events where you have like a box and say, "Oh, here's the form, and this is literally just taped on the box." Whatever the price is, and the place scan on things, and you just drop in your tickets in the what. So if you want, the only thing you really want is P-38. Well, yeah, so the P-38. If you want your chance of something else, but however many tickets you want. So, there's some planes we put more tickets in for, and there's one of them like, okay, well, there's only maybe nobody wants this one, so I'll take that. Maybe I'll get one. But just a great event. Really, really glad we made it out here. Probably a little bit in the morning, and we'll get trouble going home.
We always have an adventure when we throw it.
Yes, we do. So far, so good, though. And it's all been good. We had a great Airbnb, thanks to Matt. Picked a great place, and a lovely family taking care of us, and just give us a great experience. Not far.
No, it's 5 miles from the place. And we each have our own room and own bathroom, and they've been really hospitable. So
house cat loves me there. We'll come too close. We can play some chickens.
Yeah.
But we're gonna kick it back to the studio to Mike and Jay, and I'll join back in the studio. But I really want to thank Matthew for that. Well, yeah, being a part of the event and driving, providing the transportation, and Airbnb. We're having a good time. So from the Warbirds and Classics here at OCMA, it's Shannon G and Matt with a hat. All right, we'll see you guys back in the studio.
And we're back in the studio. My favorite is Matt with the hat. Oh my gosh, when he said that, I was like, dude, that was awesome. And when he said it, I was just like, oh my gosh, that was great. Matt with a hat, because he had a big floppy hat on.
Yeah,
so,
well, he was going to originally say Matt with the goofy hat, and then he just went Matt with the hat. And I was like, okay, that sounds better. Yeah, so.
No, it was great. We appreciate, like I said, Matt Webb went out there. He drove. He did the Hotessa thing. And we were able to, kind of watch the video because he pre-recorded it for us. And it was kind of neat. I'm really kind of sad I didn't go because I really wanted to see the Bearcat.
Brent's Bearcat, Brent Hex is just, it's phenomenal. It's done up like the one from Palm Springs, Chino Museum. Right. And it's got a radial in it, Moki radial. It sounds good. He flies that thing with authority, and then but not too far behind him, his son Bentley has a Corsair with the 3-cylinder suit, almost a radial.
Yeah, the Sato, I think.
Yeah, the Sato. And it was funny. So the announcer who was doing all the announcing, he kept there was like a little family rivalry with who could get the best landing, because you're always judged by your landing, right? Both fly good. Right. And Bentley just had these killer down center runway landings with his Corsair, and he's like, "Oh, Dad, you got the bar's been raised. Your kid's flying better than you are." And I think Bentley won an award for the Corsair. I know that. And nice. The other cool thing, it's the Brent Hecht show.
Yeah, no doubt it is.
No, him and Bentley they just make some cool airplanes, and they really know how to fly them. The Nitro A4 and the F-86. After we shot that, we were sitting there probably about an hour later. It takes off, and he's kind of flying around, and he just didn't have it. It just didn't sound right. and he stalled it, and it pancaked down the runway, and it's fixable, but it was like, oh, and we saw it go right down. It was like, oh, that hurt, because that plane is just so beautiful, and it's such a, it's a piece of history. It's like, Larry Wolf did Hangar Hobbies, Iron Eagle, he did all that stuff, and to keep these planes flying with a real nitro, like old school, power plant that's all we had back in the day.
That's true.
Because I was telling Matt,
So was it did the plane stall, or did it? What was the issue?
Well, he took off, and it just didn't get on step, because I don't know if you remember the older nitro jets, powered jets, and even with the early EDFs, they got to get on step to get, he just didn't get there. So I don't know if there was wind. I think also, the wind's pretty constant, down the runway there. It's
sure.
It was beautiful weather. I mean, it was phenomenal. Just a little breeze, a little windy here and there, but totally flyable all weekend. But it would die. I think it's almost like he took off, and the wind died right when he took off, and he just didn't get, and he tried to do something he was like, oh, I'm gonna make my turn.
There's a reason why we don't use that particular technology today for our modern stuff, right?
Yeah, but you can't fly turbines at that event or at that field, period. They just don't allow it. That's one of the caveats. Beautiful field. I kind of joke with the guys there. I'm like, if money was not a factor, I'd be over there, and that would be my field, that area. Sure. I just love that area. But I love my field, and
we love your field too.
Yeah, you do. Yeah, but it's a close. I'm like, it's a close second. I'm a second or third for me as far as fields to fly at.
Sure.
It's kind of unique because there's this big hill off to the east end, and but once you get used to that, if you come in at the 45, or you just make sure you got enough clearance over the trees, it's a no-brainer. But that first time you ever try to do it, it's a little weird, but once you get used to it,
it's like landing on a carrier. You have to kind of
that's what they say. It's like it's a carrier landing. You come in at a 45, and then clip it and hope you get the third wire. So
exactly.
Yeah, and then there was go ahead.
I was going to say it's also Big Mike's field, and I felt bad. Yes. I really was trying to figure out how I could do it. I wanted to get the Cessna out there, but we will get it out next time they go around, I think. So
I was talking with Mike Greenshields. He's the CV for the event. Great guy. I've known Mike for years, and just he was so oh yeah, you guys can come out and do whatever you want, with the podcast. He was so excited. Sure. When we had the raffle. So good story about the raffle. I don't know if the raffle hadn't happened yet. So, my friend Craig Bollybrook usually comes with us to these, when we go on the road. Couldn't make it this time, but when I got there, the raffle, one of their club members who's disabled just had literally an ocean container full of brand new kits in the box, and said, have them.
Wow.
So they had it was amazing what they had. The one thing that my friend Craig really wanted, because I sent him a picture of all of them, I said, hey, here's the raffle. Do you want to, if you want to send me some money, I'll get you some tickets. And he's like, there was a brand new in the box a little beat up, but it was brand new in the box. Top Flight Gold Edition Sea Fury, which he has one.
Right.
But parts, like cowls, canopies.
Yeah. They're hard to get.
Unobtainium.
If impossible. Yeah.
He's like, just, I want that just for the cowls, for all the parts. And I'm like, okay. And there was the Wingsmaker 737. So before the Motion one, it's the one Rick Huerta built his originals. So there was one that was brand new in the box. It was beautiful. Flightline P-38, a little Corsair, a bunch. There was a Breedy air cruiser, just all these cool old planes.
Sure.
And you put your ticket in whatever one you want. There was a little envelope. You just drop your tickets in.
That makes sense.
20 in this, 20 in that.
Right.
Craig really wanted that Sea Fury, so I put almost literally all the tickets in his, and he won it.
Oh,
no way!
He won it, yeah. So when I'm up there, I'm wearing the Park Flyer Podcast T-shirt, and they're like, "Oh, tell us about Park Flyer Podcast," and so I was totally plugging us, and it was awesome. They were like, "Yeah."
Good.
And
we
then
appreciate that.
so then I was like really thankful for that. And then I won. It was the Arrows 1100 millimeter F4 Corsair, F4U Corsair, F4U Fort. Had retracts and all cool stuff. But somebody wanted it more than I did after I won it, and made me an offer I couldn't refuse.
Oh,
no. So it went to the, let's pay for the trip rather than let's have another airplane we can't fit in the car. We were already kind of pressed because the joke was, well, if we win all the things we bid on, how are we going to get them home? Because
that's right.
in the Tesla,
you're gonna have to strap him to the
lower
roof,
the window down and stuff him through the windows.
He's holding on to the box. Or maybe he's riding up top.
Yeah, exactly. It's like a stagecoach sitting on the roof,
Yeah, that's right. Go slower.
Yeah.
He'd come back with bugs in his teeth. Oh, that's awesome.
So there was a Flightline P-38, the one from Motion, brand new in the box.
Yeah.
Nice.
And that one, so like they actually had, they were just using like little kind of paper bags, like lunch bags. There were so many tickets put in for the Flightline when they went to like a manila envelope. Like it was like a garbage bag or a mini trash bag full, because it was so many people that bid on that plane. It was funny.
That's amazing.
Yeah,
that's funny.
There were two GWS A10s, and one guy won it, and you could tell he wasn't thrilled that he won it.
Mm-hmm.
And there was this like, oh man, I really wanted that, and he's like, how bad you want it, kid?
How bad you want it?
He's like, yeah, he's like, how bad do you want it? He says, I want it so bad. He's like, here you go. So that was cool. He just gave it to him, and he's like, have you flown before? He's like, no, this is my first airplane. We're like, oh, great.
Yeah,
started with a GWS A10. That's a great plane to start with. So that was fun.
Well, that's good that they were supportive, and then those kind of events when you have those swaps go out afterwards, that was always the most fun at the electric festival, when everybody got their event, got their stuff, and then they're like all trading out there. And
I put a Park Flyer Podcast T-shirt in the raffle, and people actually put tickets in to win it. So
really?
So it worked out, and then so some guy was really happy when he won it. So it was really cool.
Well, very, very cool. And that's exciting that we're getting some exposure over there in California. We appreciate those guys.
And then Sonia Bennett, she's one of the District 10 reps. She was there, and she was like, I gave her some of our cards, some of our stickers, and she's like, oh yeah, I'll talk about it. I'm like, if you want to be on the show, let me know. Oh yeah.
Great, love to bring her on. That'd be awesome.
Yeah, she's a hoot. She's a lot of fun, and because then for like 5 minutes later, she forgot that she just talked to me. She's like, "Oh, how you doing?" I'm like, "We just talked 5 minutes ago." Oh, that's right, we did.
Not a different guy. I'm the same guy.
Yeah, so
twin brother. You should have talked to her like a twin brother.
So our good friend Harry, a good bit. He was there, and we were pitted just down the road from him, and he was flying his big Waco that's got a radio in it, and he had some good days and some bad days, and he landed. He ended up being belly up, and I was like, nice wheels up landing, Harry.
Yeah,
right. He made a little gesture to me, like, "What are you talking about?" And like, "Oh, thank you for that."
Well, at least he kept the right side up. That's most important.
Yeah, but his last landing, it was a little bit of damage on the elevator horizontal stabilizer, so he hit it a little hard, but he'll be back in the air. But it's just good to hang out with Harry and see him, and we got fed like crazy. Like we got hot dogs and hamburgers on the Friday. We got tacos on Saturday, and the taco vendor they would make the tortillas right there.
Ooh.
Like they were fresh tortillas on the grill, and then they were making carne asada and carnitas and all kinds of stuff. It was awesome. So just an amazing trip. We then went to the Palm Springs Air Museum afterwards on the way home. Me and Matt, and
that's cool.
Some really cool pictures. I sent you guys a picture of me with the Dark Star from Top Gun Maverick. They have that there on display. They have an F-117, one of the first ones that's out and about in a museum. Fairly well restored. They had to do a lot of work to it. It's really cool, really well presented. It's like in a dark room and it's lit up really cool. It's like you think you're you're sitting at the air base in Saudi Arabia, getting ready to take off, before the Gulf War.
Yeah,
and they have they have Walt Disney's original Gulfstream 1. It wasn't on display. It was just kind of off to the side, but they have a display of all the stuff that they've recovered and saved that kind of went along with it. So that's kind of cool, but they're going to put it back on display as soon as they do a little more refurb to it. And, but they've got Warbirds and jets and it's just amazing. So we had a good time there. And then, safe drive home, we're driving the Tesla and my friend got the full self-drive on it, which was really cool to watch. You just sit there and just drives itself.
That's what
So was he sitting in the back seat with you as you guys are going down the highway?
Yeah, we're just
eating sandwiches, waving at people.
Yeah, that's like the Wemo cars here. That
it's crazy.
It's weird to pull.
I was a little nervous at first. I'm like, "Oh, you're really gonna put the full self-drive on?" He's like, "Oh yeah, it works." I'm like, "Okay." And then I've made that drive so many times. There's just places where I know like what the traffic is, especially at certain times of day. Like we were coming right into like the 9160 interchange. I'm like, it slows down here real fast. You probably want to turn that off. I'm like, I don't know if it'll catch it, And he's like, oh, I'm gonna let it sit for a while. And like we were like getting real close to it, and it starts getting brake light, and it's like it wasn't quite. It'll stop really abruptly, and he doesn't even like that. So he's like, "Yeah, you're right." So he turned it off. And like, let's just drive normal here. Let's just go normal here. No.
It's totally off topic, but I was driving down somewhere here in Phoenix and pulled up next to a lady who had the visor down and was putting her makeup on with the self-driving.
Oh wow!
Oh, you told me about that.
Yeah. And what people don't understand is that the cars actually do have G-forces on them, right? So when you're stuck to the road and you start to turn, there's a reason the NASCAR track is at a huge angle, so that when they're doing those kind of speeds, then they'll slide to the outside of the track, and when they lift that side, then it plants them and they can make that turn. But on a flat ground, that doesn't work. And anyway, I was telling Jay that she was over there with the mirror putting the makeup on, and I was sitting next to her, and we went around this big curve, and she just leaned. Her car just rolled out and then just hit the guardrail and just did one of those, or all the way around the guardrails, because it's cement right on the the 101, and it was just like, And she was just over there putting her makeup on. It took the whole side of her car off. Now, when it got around the curve, it recorrected. It got back in the lane. But I thought, okay, that's enough for me. I'm not really willing to.
Yeah.
Because we were going way faster. I mean, the speed limit was 50, 65 or something. And, we were closer to 70. But it won't hold the lane at those speeds.
No.
She just took the whole side of her car off.
Yeah, there was a few places where he's like, I'm going to take it down a notch because it'll go that fast if you want it to, but he's like, I don't trust it. So
no, it'll start to move. It's just the servos can't keep it over there. But well, that's super exciting that you were able to go over there. I will tell you that we're sorry we missed it. Jay and I just got back from Alaska, so we had gone up there to do some personal items. They weren't really podcast related, and but he and I had a really great time. And he flew out here to Phoenix and spent a day or two with me. And unfortunately, we didn't get to go to the field because it was a quick trip. And we had to get up there and turn around and get back. It was something pressing that we had to address. But it was a fun time. I think I was able to find the crappiest hotel in Anchorage. And so we had a pretty good laugh about that. And especially being a hotel snob, I'm used to staying.
Was it the Budget Inn?
Ooh,
pretty close. I think it was a step below that, but it's
okay.
Except they couldn't afford the B for budget, so
the Budget Inn. Yeah, the B dropped off the sign. No, it's just the Budget Inn. Yeah,
it was funny. We one of our RC guys, Pete. We've talked about him on the podcast, and we're good friends with him. And he was a big RC guy up in Anchorage. He came and got us, and when we told him where we were, he goes, I don't know if I want to drive over there and pick you guys up. You walk a little further. He goes, don't walk anywhere. I'll come get you.
I'll come pick you up. I'll definitely come pick you guys up.
Yes, it's like, wait till I pull up before you come out of
the
room.
Right. Yeah, I'm not going to stop the car. Just jump in.
Jump in. Yeah.
No, it really wasn't that bad.
It wasn't that bad.
Yeah,
but
no, I mean, it was funny because once Pete had got there and we had dinner with him and he was looking at, we were talking about it, and I was kind of, somewhat embarrassed. I told him, I was like, yeah, I didn't know. I jumped online. All the hotels were booked. I don't know what was going on, but they had
Memorial Day.
No reservations.
Yeah.
It was Memorial Day. And I told him, I was like, I saw that they only had one room available. And I'm like, okay, jump on that room. It was in the budget. And then he goes, well, I know you've stayed at worse places, is what he said.
Yeah.
I go, yes, you are correct. I have stayed at worse places.
It was just like college, right? Wasn't it just like college for you guys?
I think college was better.
Better, yeah. So out came the stories of, because Pete's a pilot as well. So he has many a story of terrible hotels, strange events that happened to him in whatever country. And so these two were going back and forth telling, the worst stories of worst hotels, whatever. So I was just like, I guess this isn't so bad, after listening to the stuff they were telling.
Yeah, we didn't have any rodents or anything running across
Nope.
we're sleeping.
That
was a positive.
Didn't have to fight the rats smoking cigarettes.
We didn't have to do that. Well, we'll leave those stories for another time. But but anyway, so we got stickers. Look at that.
We got stickers and shirts too. So they had a bunch of shirts from last year they were giveaway, and I got you guys a shirt. So we'll get those to you.
Oh, perfect.
Some lovely parting gifts for our guests.
All right.
Yeah, no doubt.
Host. Lovely parting gifts for the host. Yeah, that's now the host gets the gifts, not the guest.
I know, right?
Yeah.
What's the next event coming up?
I have no idea.
Possibly
no. So there was one. Beat the Heat up in Flagstaff. It's the end of July. So
I'm going to be in California. So
you're going to be in California. Yeah, that's a bummer. Not sure if we're going to make it up this year. I was talking to I saw my good friend Eddie briefly. He stopped by the event on his way to a gig, and he's like, "You haven't beat the heat this year?" I go, "Yeah." He says, I might be able to sneak over and bring the RV. He's got a couple of trailers. It's like, if you can, we'll go. Otherwise, it's like I don't. Last time I went, we rented a motorhome, and that was a whole. That's a whole podcast in itself.
Yeah.
How that went, but
so you guys are going to be flying between the hours of 4:30 and 6:30.
Yeah, pretty much.
In the morning.
Yeah, that's about it. So,
so I
don't know if we'll make it up there, but after that, then we pretty much start rolling into. I think the first event would probably be on our radar for us would be they're doing Warbirds and Classics at Sun Valley Flyers in October, right?
Oh, that's correct.
Yeah. So that's probably going to be the first big one for us, and then we'll have our auction, which I'm actually co-running this year with one of the other clubs since Matt Ventura. I think I've told you guys Matt Ventura
he moved
away, so he moved down to Florida. But and then after that will be the Jet Rally, which has been moved up a week. So it actually is a week earlier in November than it has been in 35 years.
Oh, well, there you go.
Yeah. So, and I think there's another jet event that Tony's having in either October or early November too. So we got some back to back trips coming up starting in October. We'll be
very going. Cool. Well, I'm going to be on the road, so that's going to be exciting. Maybe I can reach out to some of the guys where I'm at in California and go fly, and then the summertime is here.
You're already welcome at OCMA. Just let them know you're with Park Fire Podcast, and
there you go. You rolled out the red carpet for us, didn't you?
Yeah. That's in. Have you been there? I don't know. Have you ever?
I don't think I have. No.
It's a great facility. It's tucked behind Irvine Lake. Nice. Like I said, it's a little quirky at first when you fly it, but once you get the hang of it, it's usually the wind's right down the runway. One way or the other, it depends upon the time of day, and then it's just a beautiful facility. So
good.
Can't wait to go back.
Well, we appreciate you tricking out there, and Matt at both going out. And
I'll send you the bill.
Yep, absolutely. Send me the electric bill for
all the electric charging bill, which I tell you, it adds up after a while. I'm like, it's not. But still, it's cheaper than if I had driven. If I had driven, I probably wouldn't be on the podcast because my power would be shut off. So that'd be so broke.
Well, we appreciate you attending, and congratulations to everybody that won something in the raffle.
I don't know who won all the awards. I just know that Brent and his son did.
Yep.
So
that's great.
Most important one because they're our favorite.
good to see them. So I'm Michael from here in Arizona.
And I'm Jay from South Carolina.
And Shannon G in Mesa AZ.
And we'll see you again in 2 weeks.
Let's fly.
You have been listening to the Park Flyer Podcast. Thank you for joining us, and we look forward to your next visit. Please give our show a star rating and review, and feel free to email us your questions, topics, or suggestions to parkflyerpodcast@gmail.com.